Sukhi Hotu, and welcome to the Buddhist Mahavihara Facebook page. We are going live today from the Buddhist Dhamma Dana series that we hold every week. First and foremost, I wish all viewers continued good health and safety in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic and the movement control order. May all beings be well, safe, happy, and peaceful during this trying period. Before we go further, we wish to recommend you to subscribe to the BMV Dhamma Dana series YouTube channel. There are more than 170 recordings of the BMV Dhamma Dana series, where a wealth of Dhamma sharings have been uploaded here. So in case you missed some of the past Dhamma sharing or wish to play back as refresher, all you need to do is subscribe to the BMV Dhamma Dana series YouTube channel and you will have access to all of them. This evening, we are very lucky and have the valuable opportunity to listen to an interesting topic from Majjhima Nikaya 131 titled Bhadekkharatta Sutta. In English, it's called A Single Excellent Night. This Dhamma sharing will be conducted by Bhante Indasara from Sri Lanka. It is Bhante Indasara's first time to share on the Dhamma under this Buddhist Dhamma Dana series. All right, so I will now bring Bhante into the studio. Just 1 second. Bhante is, okay, Bhante is in. Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
Yeah, welcome to our Buddhist Mahavihara Dhamma Dana series. We are grateful and very appreciative to have you this evening to talk about this interesting topic, Bhadekkharatta Sutta, A Single Excellent Night. So now, for those not familiar, and because this is also Bhante's first time, we will give an introduction to Bhante. Yeah, Bhante Professor Indasara Mahathera is the chief incumbent of Sri Sambuddha Loka Viharaya at Lotus Road, Colombo, Sri Lanka. He was the former Vice Chancellor and Senior Professor at the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka. Bhante Indasara received his BA Honours degree from the University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka, and Masters and PhD from the University of Delhi, as well as a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of Colombo. He was a visiting professor at Ateneo de Manila University, Philippines in 2018. Bhante Professor Indasara was one of the Tisarana Buddhist Association, Singapore resident monk from 1996 to 1999. Bhante was also a resident monk of Mangala Vihara Buddhist Temple from 2005 to 2008, until he was appointed Vice Chancellor of the Buddhist and Pali University of Sri Lanka in October 2008. Now I'll hand over the studio to Bhante to begin tonight's Dhamma sharing. So Bhante, I will request for you to begin on this.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Atitannan vagameyya nappatikanki anagatam. Yadati tang pahinang tang appattanca anagatam. Paccupannanca yo dhammang tatta tatta vipassati. Asanghirang asangkuppang tang vidva manubruhaye. Ajjeva kiccang atappang ko yanya maranang suve. Nahino sangharang tena mahasenena machuna. Evang viharing ataping avoratta matanditang. Tangve Bhadekkharattoti santo acikkate muniti. Dear brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, I am very happy to share my Dhamma knowledge with you. This is my first time sharing the Dhamma knowledge with you. Today, already you know, I have chosen the topic from Majjhima Nikaya. It is Bhadekkharatta Sutta. So it has been translated in various scholars, single excellent night, and also sometimes auspicious day, and sometimes good one night likewise. Pali word Baddha means a good or excellent. Eka means one. Ratta means a night. So Buddha has explained in this sutta how one can spend a good one night. For that purpose, Buddha preached this sutta. So it is being mentioned in third volume in the Majjhima Nikaya. Accordingly, that once Buddha was living at Savatthi, Jetavana monastery of Anathapindika, so Buddha addressed the monk and he told how the one spend good night, one night. So that purpose he preached this sutta. There, Buddha has mentioned Atitan Nanwa Gameye. One should not trace the past, or one should not revive the past, or otherwise one should not chase after the past. And Nappatikanke Anagata, one should not place expectation on the future, or one should not dreams in the future. Yadatitam pahinantam. What is past is left behind. The past is already gone. Appatancha anagatam. The future is as yet unreached. It is not still reached. Therefore, what should be done oneself? Pachuppannancha yodamma. Whatever quality is present, tatta tatta vipassati. You clearly see that things. When they see that, you have to do asanghirang asangkuppang. You should not taken in or unshaken. Or otherwise, you should not passionate on it or enrage on it. And ajjeva kichang atappam. Why? Because you are to do the things today itself. Kojanya maranansuve. Who knows the death comes tomorrow? Because nahino sangarantena, there is no bargaining with the Mara, or there is no bargaining with mortality. And his mighty heart, Mahasenena Machuna. One who lives in this way, he can spend a good, excellent one night. Now we are to see how we can see the past. Buddha, he said, Atitan Nanva Gameya means we should not think about the past. Always, it is our habit, every person's habit, they think about the past. How they think? They, in fact, you everybody know, all of you know, how we can keep contact with the outer world. Always we keep it through our five senses. Eye, we see the forms. Ear, we listen the sound. Nose, we smell. And tongue, we taste. Our body, we just we keep contact. And mind, we think. Through these senses, we keep contact with outer world. When it is our habit, when we see the form, just always we think it as good or as bad. It is the habit of the person. When we saw the form, always we think it is a good, it is a round, or it is rectangular, it is a beautiful. Likewise, we think. So thinking so, sometimes we generate the passionate, or sometimes we generate the envy, or sometimes we dislike it. So when we dislike, always we have to we just reject it. So in that way we keep the contact. So how do we do that? In fact, in the another sutta, it is a Madhupindika sutta. There it is mentioned, Chakkunchavuso paticca rupe chuppacchati chakkuviññāna. When there is a ear, then when there is a form, when there is a eye and a form, then there arise the chakkuviññāna. That means called eye consciousness. When these three comes together, then there is a phassa or contact. When there is a contact, there is a feeling. When there is a feeling, that he perceive it. When there is a perceive it, then it think about, vitakketi, think about. What we think about, then they are generate the mentally proliferation. So that is the very bad things. Always we do that. So for instance, if someone just having such much attachment with the things, always he admire it. When they admire it, in fact, he generate always a lust or sometimes a hate. Remember one of the stories there, when we were studying at a Delhi University, one of the wealthy family, they had one child, only child, boy. So he studied and he entered to the university. When he entered to the university, the family, I mean, father and mother, they have given a small car, Maruti car. So that boy used to go to university by car. What happened one day, that car met with an accident and he died. So the mother, he she was very, very repent over that death, because she was very love to her son. So what happened? She was thinking about her son, how she has nourished him as a small boy, how he has grown up, always given the whatever the food necessary, all those food given, whatever toys those days, she has given those things. Where to go, then she has taken that boy to those places, and thinking about that, she spent the day repenting over that incidents, thinking, always thinking his toys, thinking his books, thinking his seeing his clothing and what he has used those days, thinking those things. Always she memorized the things, how she has uh, keep the contact with that boys, always thinking that past incidents. She was repent over that, lament over that, always thinking. She couldn't forget those things. Day and night, she was thinking over that. Seeing what ever use that boy, she thought how he has spent, how he has played, how he has gone to university, how he has talked with her in that way. This is the how one uh, think about the past. Always sometimes running after those incidents, always think about just repent over that lady. In that way, we also sometimes we think about the past, all those things. Whenever we listen to the good sound, whenever we listen to the music or in any other things, just we think about again and again, just we think. And whatever the smell we have had, so always thinking about, just to think. And whatever the contact with our body, think about. In this way, if we live, so we are just over past the time, nothing any other things. So that is why Buddha asks us to forget the past. Atitan nanva gameya. Whatever we had related our senses with the past things, don't think again and again. But we are to take our experience, not we cling to that. Whatever the mistake, as we have to think about that experience. We have to get correct that mistake, having that experience. So therefore, all those past incidents we are to take as our experience, nothing other things. We should not go through all those things again and again, and we should not cling to that, or we should not hate. In that way, we have to forget the past. That is why Buddha said, Atitan nanva gameya. And also, na patikanke anagate. We should not dream the future. Sometimes many people, they think, for instance, the students, they think about, oh, I'll become a lecturer, I'll become a teacher, I'll become a doctor, engineer. In that way thinking, they just dreams. And sometimes people, they think, I become a businessman, I become some other high character. It is just only the dreams, not dreaming that future, but you are to make planning, not dreaming, just planning. So it is also the Buddha, so exemplified character for all of us. Buddha in the Anguttara Nikaya, Attakara Sutta, one of the Sutta, there he has discussed six things. There it is explained, one who wants to very excellent character, he has to follow this path. First one we call Arambha Dhatu. Arambha Dhatu means the element of initiating. It is a first step. All of us have to have a goal. Goal means our ultimate point. So, for instance, Buddha, those days when he got out from the Dipankara Buddha, it is his goal was become a Buddha. It is a final attainment, final task, Buddhas. In that way, all of us have to keep a final attainment task. Sometimes, yes, I'll become a doctor. Doctor, it is not a dreaming, it is a final task. In that way, it is okay. Then there should be a plan. How we become a doctor? Or Buddha Sumedha Bodhisattva, he had a plan. How become a Buddha? That planning is, he had, it is called 10 perfection. Have to fulfill 10 perfection. And it is his planning, 10 perfection. It is called a Nikkhama Dhatu, the second step. Third step we call a Parakkama Dhatu. Parakkama Dhatu is, though it is a goal, there is a goal, there is a plan. If there is no one's need to do that, then nothing use of having a plan or goal. There should be one's need, necessity to do that. One's devotion to do that. It is a third step. And fourth step is a Parakkama Dhatu. Parakkama Dhatu, we call the implementation of the planning. First one is a task, goal. Second one is a planning. Third one is a necessity to do that. Fourth one is it is a implementation. One should do that practically. So then the fourth one we call the Titi Dhatu. Titi Dhatu means one should have a strength to bear up the obstructions. When we do something, there are some problems comes, some obstructions come, some barriers are there, some hindrances are there. We should have enough strength to overcome all those things. As a Bodhisattva, he had faced such things. We know the Devadatta. He makes some problems when he fulfilled the perfections. The Bodhisattva, he could face all those barriers. He could face all those obstructions. He should have. He should have had enough. He had enough strength to face all those things. So here also we have. We should have that strength. Enough strength to make that barriers. So that is the fifth one. The last one is we are reaching to the our task. In this way, we are to think about our future, not dreaming. For here also, I remember one good story. It is related to our temple. When my teacher was alive, uh, he he used to bring some boys from the village and given some education, education, uh, enter into the some educational institutions in Colombo. So some of the boys they had a good education, but some of they couldn't do that. Anyhow, my teacher, all of them just given some jobs also accordingly his relations. So one of the boy, he couldn't study well, but my teacher asked to his friend, one of the friends, and he given the job at office, government office, as a peon. As a peon, he went to job, stay in my temple. So after 1 year, he had a affair with one clerk of that office. So one day he told me, my temple is just in front of the Hilton Hotel. One day he told me, my wedding I will take in the Hilton Hotel. This boy doing the job as a peon. But he told me, I'll take my marriage, the ceremony at the Hilton Hotel. Yes, we laugh because how it is possible. Anyhow, what happened? This boy, in fact, when he decided to take his marriage ceremony at a Hilton Hotel, he just collect his money. He didn't eat night dinner. He stopped to take, and he didn't go any where I mean anywhere I mean as a leisure journeys or picnic. He didn't go, and also whatever the ceremonies with his with his friend party, he didn't go, and he collected money. He collected money from that day, and he in that way collect his money, having that plan, having that goal. So you see, his goal is the marriage ceremony taken at Hilton Hotel. His plan, he collected money, and he devoted his life, I mean, stopping taking the dinner, and stopping going picnic, stopping going to party, and that way. Whatever the difficulties, barriers, obstructions comes, that means when he was invited to his friend's party, then he said another reason, and he would avoid it. So those invitations are obstructions, but he avoid that. He could bear up. How he avoided it? In that way, within the 3 years, as he said, he has taken his marriage ceremony at a Hilton Hotel. You see, as a peon doing the job, within 3 years, he has taken his marriage ceremony at a Hilton hotel. Then after taking that, we said, "How now you now you are having happy? Do you satisfy? What is use of taking your marriage ceremony at a Hilton hotel? Just unnecessary. You spend your money." We told him. Then he said, "No, it is not unnecessary spending. I show my capacity. I show my strength to my wife relatives, my wife parents. I show that. So therefore, I can do whatever I want to do." In that way, he told me. So this is the way how we forget the future. I mean, we should not dream the future, thinking about something, but we should live today. But we should have a plan in future. We should have to live today. Whatever the qualities comes today, we are to think about. So in fact, accordingly, Buddhism, in fact, all those things are changing, all those things are destroying, all those things are vanishing. That is the reality of all world. So therefore, just today also when we live, just we do the work, we do the things, but we should not clinging to that. We just collect the things. What for? For one's live. Spend for the dependents. Spend for the social or social obligations. Spend for the religion. Spend for the doing the meritorious activities. For that purpose, we are earning, but not hoarding up. In that way, we have to work. Always, we should not forget we are dying. We have to think about. We do not know when we are dying. Therefore, we have to think all things. We have to think always we are subject to death. There is no any bargain with the mortality. Therefore, just we think the things in the having the enlightened thinking. So in that way, just we face today, such a person can sleep very nicely. So that is why Buddha said, just we should not run after the past. We should not revive the past. We should not chase after the past. Chasing after the past, we should not live. And also, we should dream in the future. We should not thinking about the future. Just we should have a planning. And whatever the things to be done today itself, we are to do. Thinking, seeing the quality of the present think. And such a person, when they go to sleep, he is having a nice sleeping, very, very sound sleeping. He is having a very good, excellent night. So that is why Buddha said, once the one of the good comes to the Buddha and asks the Buddha, why Bhante, your students living in the jungle, having a twice, two times of food, sleeping on the floor under the trees, but your students, disciple, monks are very healthy and very bright one. The Buddha there spent Atitan nanu sochanti. There Buddha said, my students, my monks, atitan nanu sochanti. They do not sorrow or lament over the past. Nappati kanke anagate. They do not have any unnecessary hope in the future. They do not dream in the future. Pachupanne chiyapenti. They are living in the present time. They are just lead the life in the present time. Whatever the things come to do in the present time, they are doing that. Therefore, my students, monks, they are very bright. They are very healthy. They are very brilliant. In that way, he said. Therefore, any of us, we can lead a good life if we do not have thinking about the past, and if we do not having unnecessary hope in the future. Whatever things in the present we are doing that, then we can have a very, very good, nice night. So Buddha's teaching, in fact, all of we are to follow, then we can have a excellent life itself. That is why Buddha preached this Dhamma to everyone. It has preached to the monk, but as a lay people also, as a devotees also, they can follow this teaching and have a nice life. So that is why we are discussing these things. Therefore, I am open to discuss this Dhamma talk. If there is any questions, then we can discuss further. Thank you very much for everyone who are listening to my Dhamma talk. Thank you very much.
Bhante Indasara, thank you for the very insightful and interesting talk today on the Bhadekkharatta Sutta. Myself have learned a few new areas, especially on the importance of having our mind to be at the present moment rather than dwelling in the past or dreaming of the future. So now let's see if we have any questions from the audience. Yeah, and Bhante, I will flash some questions from my end, yeah, if there's any. So I think tonight there's a lot of greetings to Bhante. We
Yes.
have one question. I will show this. I think this is from Brother David. He said, Bhante,
Yes.
people have cravings and attachments and therefore suffer a lot. How to solve this problem? Thank you.
Yeah. Because we are having the suffer, having more attachment and the craving. So always we are to think about to what we crave, to what we have attached. Whatever the things there, everything Buddha told, it is impermanent, anitya. It is ruin. It is getting the change every moment. It is always vanishing. In that way, we are to think. Whatever the, for instance, if we have attached to our relatives, so it is the nature. Everyone die. Though we are having attachment to our parents, so though we have much love them, we cannot keep them for long. So if we have attachment to the things, these things we cannot keep as it is originated. Day by day, it is getting the old. Day by day, it is getting ruined. That is the nature of the world. We have to understand the nature of the things. In this world, all the material things are being formed having four basic material qualities. We call Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo. These four material qualities are there. If there is these four material qualities, it is the nature is the just ruining, just vanishing, just changing. Whatever the change, it is does not permanent. So we have to understand that. When we have understanding that, our craving, when we be very leisure, reduce it. In that way, we are to remove our suffering. That is the way. Otherwise, there is no any other way. We have to think the things. So we are having craving, or we are having some attachment to that. So we have to think that things always changing. Whatever the change, it is suffer. In fact, when we are to free from suffer, we have to understand that reality of the things. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhante, for that
Yes.
very good answer. We have another question. This one is okay. Wait, is it showing? Yeah. Okay. We have been taught to learn from the past mistakes so as not to repeat in the present and future. What are your thoughts on this, Bhante?
I means the past experience means when we put our finger to the fire, our finger is burning. So it is an experience. Then we know if fire is there, if we put our finger there, it is burning. Where in the future, or again, we should not put our finger to the fire. It is experience. In that way, we can take the experience. When you drive the car, you are facing some accidents. So it is an experience. Next time, you are not doing the same thing. If you park the car some wrong place, you will be fined by the police. So next time you will not you park your car such a place. It is experience. In that way, past experience we have to take, not the clinging to the things. In that way, we can correct our life. Thank you. I don't know whether my answer is okay.
Yeah, Bhante, I think it's a very good answer because we actually this is actually a very deep sutta, even though it's a short one. It
Yeah,
is about whatever we go through, we don't personalize it lah, but rather treat it as an experience that come and goes. Yeah, so if it's treated like that, as fluid as that, then and it doesn't become something that we own,
yeah,
and we don't keep recalling it, whatever happened to us over and over, and personalize it lah, and create more suffering, by recalling things of the past, and
yeah,
then have a lot of anxiety about the future. But this is precisely why we are now going to the next question.
yeah,
Bhante, I mean, in the looking at the reality of things, a lot of people are, I mean, in terms of the levels of enlightenment, a lot of us are still yet to be enlightened lah. Yeah, so many people are facing mental issues. This talking about current times, mental health issues from the pandemic, combination of isolation as well as a loss of employment in many cases. In fact, the suicide case in Malaysia is quite high. It's 15 case a month. 15 suicide case, so there's a lot of mental health issues. A lot of organization and companies, people are talking about mental health right now. So what would be your advice from today's sutta sharing for the people for better mental health? Yeah.
In fact, the Concerning this questions, because of this current issue, the pandemic, due to this pandemic, all the people are facing mental health issues. In fact, they do not have in Sri Lanka also. Now, always there is, I think, more than 2 weeks, they have restrictions, important restrictions going here and there. People are living at home these days. It is some mental health cases, issues. In fact, these days always, sometimes in Sri Lanka, they have government and public businesses. They have instructed their employees to work at their home and using this modern technical facilities. So they are engaging with their jobs itself. But school children and some home wife, they are living at home. So in fact, these days, always they have to do whatever the things which may make satisfy themselves. For family members, they can have some I mean sitting together, they can have exchange their own experiences, or otherwise they can discuss their own businesses, and parents, they can teach something to their children, or then otherwise that parents, they can have some themselves dhamma sharing, or they can read in the dhamma, or read in some other books, or some other engage in some other activities, or otherwise some meditations. In that way, whatever the things are not uh, not what do you call, make panic their mind, to leisure their mind, should read or should engage with some activities, or do some home cleaning, or whatever the activities at available at the home. Such a things have to do. You should not stay alone and thinking about anything. Should not stay alone. You have to discuss or talk with your friends, or talk with your family members, or do read something, or whatever the things. You have to engage with something. So it is better things is to read the Dhamma, so you can have some enlightenment on the Dhamma. Or otherwise, you can exchange the Dhamma with other friends through the computer or any other way. Anyhow, my advice is to don't stay alone and think about the past or future. Just you engage with some activity, then you will spend the day and without you are knowing. So otherwise, you will be mentally, I mean, depressed. So that is why, that is my opinion. You have to engage with some activities.
Thank you, Bante. I think I agree. I mean, what you shared is that regardless of whatever circumstance, there is a need to have some kind of support system. Yeah.
Yeah,
And as best as we can, take this opportunity to listen to more the Dharma sharings, and
yeah,
it can give us some opportunity to learn some good techniques, because a lot of these insights from the Dharma is actually the medicine.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So, Bante, there's another question. Viewers, if you have any question, please post away. This is an opportunity to ask Bante. In the
yeah.
meantime, there's another question coming we want to share. Hi, Bante. Which meditation technique is best to be practiced to enable a person to always be at present time, not thinking on the past or future?
In fact, I am doing the Anapanasati. I mean just inhaling and outhailing. So it is we can develop when you go to bed, at least before sleeping, at least you can, if you can spend 10 minutes anapanasati, so your mind become very silent and very calm. So itself you can have a good nice sound sleeping. So that is a best thing. Otherwise, in fact, metta bhavana also very good. If you know the Karaniya Metta Sutta, if you know the Karaniya Metta Sutta, as much as possible, you recite it yourself. By I mean, no need to uttering it sound. Just you can think Karaniya Matta Kusalena Yantam Santam. Every day, if you recite it, in fact, your unexpected result can be achieved. In fact, your mind automatically become friend with others. You are also subject to very honored person to others. If you can practice that Karaniya Metta Sutta, recite every day, morning and work. In fact, when you work, I mean, so not any documents. Otherwise, if you are work in the garden or you are cleaning the house, if you are cooking, just you can remind Karaniya Mata Kusalena Yantan Santa. In that way, with work, you can remind the Karaniya Mata Sutta. So it is also practicing the loving kindness with others. It is also good meditation. And also, first you can practice metta bhavana for a few minutes. Then you can practice the anapanasati bhavana, outhailing and inhaling. When you meditate, you have to upright your body, your back, keep upright, and your neck, and you just mindfully inhale and outhale, and you have to keep your mind tip of the nose, and you can feel your when the air comes out, when there is your tip of the nose or upper lip, there is a warm, and you inhale, there is touching the air in your nostrils. You keep your mind there, and when there is your mind going and going and here and there, just again you can take it to your tip of the nose and nostrils and think, and thinking about, I am inhaling, I am outhailing, I'm inhaling, I'm outhailing. In that way, your mind become a very calm, and you can have if you do it before the going to bed, you can have a sound sleep. Every day you try to do that, it will become calm your mind. Thank you.
Yes, Bhante, I think that is a very good advice, and tonight I will definitely do it. Basically, anapanasati lah,
Yeah,
anapanasati, and
yeah,
also loving kindness.
yeah,
Yes, to bring our mind to the present lah.
yeah,
Okay, Bhante, I think looking at the tonight session, many people are listening, but they are more like just listening and not really posing that many questions. So looks like we have come to the end of
yeah,
today's Dhamma sharing. So Bhante, we would like to invite you to kindly conduct the Anumodana, the
yeah.
transference of merits to the dearly departed and to the
Okay,
Devas.
okay. By listening the Dhamma talk, you have accumulated good merits. First of all, I would like to transfer these merits. Our Chief Bhante, Venerable, I remember, I think he has passed away. 2006. So I also participated his funeral. I would like to transfer the merits to late Bhante Mahathera Sanganayaka Kirinde Dhammananda, Chief Bhante of Malaysia. And also, I would like to transfer the merits those who have departed, your beloved relatives and friends, where they are. May they have or receive these merits, and may they have a good life and happiness. And also, I would like to transfer these merits to the gods. They may receive these merits, and they may give protections to Mahavihara Bhante, Dhammaratana, and other Bhantes, and those who organize this Dhamma talk, all the managing committee, and those who participated this Dhamma sharing programs. All those they may protect all those goats, and goats they also may have samambonam of nibbana finally. And also, due to accumulated this merit, all of us, all of you may have a good life, and you may have a good health and happiness. You may have protect from your pandemic, uh, and this pandemic may vanish and go away from the whole world. All the Malaysians, they may have a good health, and all of us at last, finally, may have samambonam of a nibbana. Triple gems may bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhante, for the uh, blessings and a very good sharing, basically. And on behalf of the Mahasangha and the management of the Buddhist Mahavihara, we wish to express our appreciation, gratitude, and thank you to you,
Thank you.
Bhante,
Thank you. Thank
for
you very
the
much.
for the sharing of this very insightful talk.
Yeah.
Sponsors for this Dhamma sharing tonight, and viewers who have listened in, for your time. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Yes, thank you.